The importance of JP. I want to start with this Joseph Paintsil topic because very slowly is becoming the most important designated player, in my opinion. Obviously, just him coming back into the side was a big get, and just watching the highlights, like he pops off the page as kind of our best player. Like the chances are falling to him, and I think he's doing a lot in the right ways. So, Dari, what did you see from JP in this one, and maybe what do you think is his role here with the Galaxy through the stretch before the World Cup?
Yeah, I think he was a lot more lively than we've previously seen him. Obviously, we haven't seen him for a few games until now, but he seemed to kind of, from the highlights at least, from what I saw, it seemed like he had a bit of a slower first half and really grew into the game second half.
Mm-hmm.
The finish was like the Paintsil that we know from 2024. So more of that, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, I don't want a passive Paintsil. And I think that in this game, it looked like they were really forcing the hand of getting him the ball in certain situations. And I think going forward, I've seen a couple of things with people talking about the 3-back system and how do you make it work? And if he's operating in the 10, can you make it work? My answer is yes. You just can't do it with our coach. He's not good enough. And we're not going to talk about Greg Vanney a lot anymore on this podcast. It's just not worth it. We all know that we're Vanney out. We've been Vanney out for a long time now. And instead of beating the dead horse, as Dari said in the lead up to us recording, we're just not going to do it. So we're just going to highlight players and highlight things until maybe something drastic happens or whatever. I mean, stupid. But JP was really good in this one. I think that if I had to pick one player that I want to see us just force the game towards from here on out, it's him. I just feel like he's the one player that aggressively takes over matches instead of passively trying to do it in the way that, like, or maybe it's more efficient is what I'll say. Like Peck could have 50 touches in a match and just be completely obsolete. I think Klaus can do this sometimes too, where he's just like doing too much. But JP, just when he gets on the ball, it's like dynamite. Like it's either he's taking on his man or he's putting in a shot or he's just kind of creating havoc. And his touch map in this one was just so 2024 JP, not the 2025 and 2026 JP that we've seen, where it's like he's trying to come back and get the ball, but it was more, we're going to get you in advanced positions and then you're going to create the game from there. And there was a reason they gave him the armband, and I kind of just want to see him get it again, just to see if maybe it's just a leadership thing. He's done a lot in the last couple of weeks. Did you see the interview that he had?
I didn't know.
He did an interview with is it Hercules Gomez? I can't remember his
name. Yeah.
That's it. And he was he's the first player that has gone to the media and not in like a media Galaxy related thing or just a like post or pregame press conference, and was actively like, look, we know we're not good enough, but we need your support, and kind of put his heart on the line, which was nice to see. It was cool to see someone from the Galaxy actually look like they gave a shit to say something to the fans, which I think was just met with the right results here for him. And getting him back is probably the second most important thing that's going to happen this season. There's one important injury that we'll talk about a little later that really changes the whole complexity of this season. But I think I've been so tired of Peck because he's been out that just getting JP back obviously makes Peck a little better. Like that assist that Peck had was like awesome. Like it just kind of gets on the ball, puts in a nice through ball into Paintsil, and Paintsil just roofs it. But it's good to have him back. I think maybe I was brainwashed into thinking that we can't be a good team going forward because we didn't have him. But health is wealth, right? Like if the best availability is availability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a lot more direct from him, and it was good to see.
Do you think that he can work in a 3-back system? Like, do you think he can work in as a 10, or do you think he's can only do the job as a winger?
I had to have watched the full game to know that. I think I saw some good points from him, but it seemed like he was pretty absent in the first half. So once again, I don't know. I'd like to see it again, but I don't know. Right now could be the time for experimentation. Stuff really hasn't been working the way we've been playing it. And Royce kind of needs his minutes managed, so I wouldn't mind seeing it more.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. I obviously he's a touchline winger, like that's his best suited position. I
Yeah.
also think that in the three back, the one thing that I don't like is when honestly is when he's operating with other people around him. I think the
Mhm.
like his best ability is when he's one on one and he can kind of get a defender on skates.
Mhm.
And sometimes when you play a three back, the only issue that can happen is with the fullback being so advanced, they're a little too close to him, and then it just cuts off his angles because you're bringing another defender into the mix. So I'm not really sure if like that's my issue with it, and I think that's just an easy fix. Is instead of having your left wing back be the one that gets forward, you just ask Hack to do that job, and then you drop like if it's out A, you drop out A into the back three, which is kind of what we've been doing all season. If you really think about it, like when we have been playing four back, is Aude drops in, Paintsil just is your wide guy, and then you let him kind of free roam that entire flank.
Mhm.
But I think ahead of a World Cup, obviously he got gassed, and I think that's why he left at the 72nd minute. So it's still getting up to fitness, but I don't think we've looked as cohesive going forward as we have with him in the lineup. Like Tommy doesn't produce the same stuff as he does. Miller doesn't produce the same, and I'm ready to just full send the idea of just like get it to JP and let him ball. And then the rest of the team will figure out how to play with JP because he seems to be the one player that can get it started like that instead of having to wait for other people to get involved. I'm curious to see how he fits with Royce again because Royce has been very good through the stretch as well, and we obviously didn't see much of. I don't think they came on together. Oh, they played like 15 minutes together, and I think Royce played him the through ball in on that one chance that he
Mhm.
missed. That's the only thing with JP. Sometimes is he can miss a one on one where you're like, how did you miss that?
Yeah. Yeah,
How
he's
did
he's
you
he's a
miss that?
little wasteful in front of goal. He misses the easy ones and scores the hard ones.
Yeah, that's actually a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
He does struggle, but I'm happy to have him back. I think that without him, we're not very good.
Yeah. I agree. I think he's a bit more important to our team right now than Peck for sure.
Yep, 100% agreed. So happy that Mr. Blessings is back and he seems to be taking a leadership role both on and off the pitch, which is important. And that's why he's important. And that's why this segment was the importance of JP.